I call Jan Logie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to take a short call on the Wellington Town Belt Bill, which is a local bill that has been introduced by Wellington MP Grant Robertson, and I commend him on what I understand has been a very long journey working with the council and interested Wellingtonians to get this bill to the House. And I would also, as Grant Robertson did, like to start by specifically acknowledging mana whenua of Wellington and the fact that this bill provides recognition of their historical loss and grievance and sets up co-governance, and to specifically acknowledge Te Atiawa, Ngāti Ruanui, Taranaki, Ngāti Tama and Ngāti Toa Rangatira, who all had land taken from them from the town belt in the original settlement of Wellington. And I think it is progress, certainly, that this bill recognises that history and sets up co-governance of the space of the town belt, which is precious to mana whenua and more recent Wellingtonians alike. Green spaces in our cities are precious, and there are strong feelings about preserving these spaces because of how much they contribute to our enjoyment of the space and in our daily lives. And there are also, have always been, strong development pressures to erode that same green space. And this bill, I understand, was initially largely initiated as an attempt by Wellingtonians to ensure the protection of this pretty amazing town belt, even though it is only around a third of the size of what it was initially intended to be, and to stop the ongoing incursions that were threatening it. And I understand that this bill will enable, for the first time, for the town belt to actually grow in the future, and that absolutely is a win. The Green Party, though, will be looking very carefully through the select committee process about the provisions in the bill that relate to the Public Works Act. And we do register our concern that in the process of this bill, the involvement of NZTA to pressure the council to change the bill away from what their original intent was. And I understand that there was certainly a significant number of people who wanted to see the town belt exempt from pressures of the Public Works Act, as Hagley Park in Christchurch is protected from incursions and parts of the park being taken through the Public Works Act, but that the NZTA applied very heavy pressure on the council to change this bill. And through the public consultation, they put pressure on the council to change its wording around the land taken under the Public Works Act, and the council didn't agree because part of the intent of this bill and the reason for it to come to this House was about the amount of land that had been taken under the Public Works Act. So the part of the initial intent was to protect it from that very piece of legislation. And my understanding is that NZTA managed to persuade the government that the compromise that the council had reached was not supportable, and that the government said that they would even refuse for the bill to go through first reading unless the council agreed to some changes that have been put forward by NZTA. Thus, we have this bill in front of us, which I believe, due to that pressure by NZTA and this government working alongside them on that, has actually compromised the local democratic process. The point of local bills is to represent the desires of a local community. And if the government has concerns, the appropriate place for that to be debated would be in select committee, not beforehand, not by threatening the ability to progress a bill to select committee before it came to this House. That is a subversion and an arrogant domination of central government over local government and local communities' intent, and that is disgraceful, to be honest. I absolutely give credit to Grant Robertson for getting this bill here, but the government should be called out on its undemocratic behaviour.